Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to the 10K Project. Welcome to the 10K Project. We are the largest community of investors who actively fund Black-owned businesses. We come every Monday to you to talk about building Black wealth. And today's conversation, I'm super excited about. We have our member highlight, which is Tawana's favorite time of the month. And we have a new member who is coming to talk with us tonight about investing in the stock market. His name is Jonathan, and I did confirm with him, so he'll be here any minute. In the meantime, it is 6 o'clock on the dot. Hello to everybody in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere else. And of course, all of our beautiful people in Zoom, welcome this evening. And of course, to the illustrious Tawana Rivers. Hello. You are on mute. You're on mute.
I said, okay, illustrious. I like that.
Illustrious, yes.
Hello, everyone.
Put your city and state in the chat. Hey, DC, we got Atlanta in the house. Put your city and state in the chat. I'm gonna start shouting people out again based on where you all are coming from, so that we are able to definitely recognize you. We've got Upper Marlboro, Maryland. We've got Alabama, San Leandro, California. We've got another Atlanta in the house, Georgia, Virginia, Michigan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got Latrice in YouTube waving the hand. We see you, Latrice. We got Oregon, we have Dallas, New York. One of the things I love is we get to see and have people from all over the place come and be a part of the 10K Project and all of the stuff that we are doing here. So without further ado, what I want to do is we always talk for a few minutes about who we are, what we do. We give you all some very important announcements so that you are able to navigate the 10K community better. And then we will bring on our esteemed guest, Jonathan Phillips, who is coming to talk about stock investing this evening.
And I'll keep looking for him, Cherie, while you.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So what I want to do is I have my little presentation here, and it's just always easier for people to see a presentation and kind of be able to follow along. It's like statistically proven. So I'm gonna do the slideshow. Oops. Oops, here. All righty then. So how do we build Black wealth? And I'm sorry. All right, so at the beginning, how do we build Black wealth as a community? We do it by investing in Black businesses. And again, the 10K Project is a way for you to invest in Black businesses. So the first thing we want to talk about is how the rich invest. Historically, the rich have gotten richer. And earlier today, I was on LinkedIn. There is a gentleman who has a VC fund, a Black gentleman who has a VC fund. His name is Mac Conwell, I think is his last name. And there he was responding to an article that said that the Black VCs are all the hype now, but when the market takes a downturn, they're not going to fare so well. And this was on like a major publication. So Mac was responding to this. And one of the things that has come up is that we need to invest in ourselves. And we can invest in ourselves and get a return on investment a lot like the wealthy do. That is a point of the 10K Project, because if we don't take investing in ourselves seriously, if we have to take our investing in ourselves more seriously than any other group out there for us to really make it and really survive over the next 2 decades, because many of you know that they say that the road to Black wealth is going to be zero by 2053. I think the pandemic, as some people called it, has accelerated that. So the 10K Project is here to help alleviate some of those issues and that burden. So again, when we look at family offices, for example, these are really wealthy families that have $5 million plus in assets that they allocate. You'll see three distinct sections here. First is 27% is usually in real estate. Then 25% is usually in public equities. That's what Jonathan is here to talk with us tonight about. And then 22% is in private equity. That is what we do within the 10K Project. So another example is, of course, Snoop Dogg. And I'm going to mute Jonathan. I don't know if it's me or I hear some feedback somewhere. Okay. Yeah, Jonathan, if you can mute yourself, I'm hearing a little feedback.
Oh, sorry about that. I was
No
guarding my notes.
So Snoop Dogg invested in a company called Robinhood a few years ago. And the long story short is that when he invested in 2014, the share price of Robinhood is a financial app, if anyone is not aware of that. The share price when he bought was 19.54 cents. And at the end of the initial public offering, which was on July 29th of 2021, the share price was $34.82. That means that if Snoop had put in $20,000, his shares were valued at 3.482 million. And there was a time when these types of transactions were only meant for the rich, but now the rest of us can participate as well. And we can do that through something called equity crowdfunding. This was signed by President Obama. It's part of the Jobs Act of 2012. It again allows everyday people like you and I to invest in startup and growing companies that are privately held. And we do that through equity crowdfunding. So this is how equity crowdfunding works at the 10K Project. The first is that an entrepreneur who is raising capital is able to sign up with a portal, an equity crowdfunding portal, and raise anywhere from $10,000 to $5 million. These investments are governed by the SEC and FINRA. Then every week we feature a Black business. We invite someone on who is raising money through equity crowdfunding to come and pitch the group doing something that we call a Bet on Black pitch. And last year from March to December, we raised over $325,000 for Black businesses. And we are just getting started. So then you as an individual gets to listen to the Bet on Black pitch. You get to review the information, their business plan, research the company. And then if you like that business, you as an individual can invest in that business. We don't do groupthink here. You get to invest individually, build a portfolio of companies. And then if the company makes it big, the crowd, i.e. the investors, share in the profits. And if not, the investor only loses what they put into the company. So the idea of the 10K Project came about because when 10,000 everyday people put just $100 each into a business, that's $1 million. We can fund our own businesses. We can profit from our own innovation. We can create jobs in the community, and we can work together to build Black wealth. So if you want to be a part of the 10K Project, we have 2 levels of membership. The first is $100, one-time payment of $100. That will be going up very soon. So I'll just tell everybody right now, but you're able to participate in the Bet on Black pitch as a potential investor. You are able to attend our wealth building seminars and also get access to the wealth building webinars that are in our Knowledge Center. And you get to participate in the expert directory. The expert directory is if you have a business, whether it is accounting, graphic design, you do construction work, anything like that, you are able to add yourself to the expert directory. And as members are looking for your business, they're able to go into the directory, pull up some keywords, find you, reach out to you directly. And that is how business is done and how we come together in order to circulate the Black dollar longer and build Black wealth. So with that, Tawana, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Yeah, so I'll just touch on the fact that Cherie did mention that the price is going up. And so we want to say that to you, because when it goes up, we don't want to hear, why didn't you tell us, right? And so, I think what's important to say here is that we've been doing this now for about 2 years, and we've got receipts to show the value, right? It's in our Knowledge Center. We think all of the webinars and the data and the information that's in our Knowledge Center is the value proposition, right? We can verify that for $100 lifetime membership fee, you are getting well worth your money and then some, right? And so unfortunately, we can't keep offering that price, because when we look at all the information we have, we too understand the value proposition. And so anyone who's been on the fence, you probably have maybe a month until we get the programmer to make the changes that we're going to make. I mean, literally, you got about a month to decide. I'd hate for you to be with us all this time on the fence and then make your decision after we increase the price. Like, I don't want that to happen, right? I want new people to pay the new price. I don't want people that have been rocking with us, right, to pay the new price. So if you are considering it, have ever considered it, now's the time to seriously consider it. Because again, we've already engaged a program, and about a month is going to take to do the work that we want to be done that affects this price, but it will be going up in about 30 days. With that said, really consider the Platinum membership, not because it's more, but because it gives you that 6 months of financial planning. We partnered with Freeman Capital, a Black-owned financial planning firm. They are amazing, and they've been doing great work with our members who have taken this package. If you're at that point where your mindset is already in place, right? This is the year you're going to get kind of the finances in order. And even if you have the finances in order from a budget standpoint, right? You know what you need to do. You've kind of got a clear picture, but you still need a little professional help. This is really a good package, and it's a good price. We are told that a package like this for 6 months of financial planning from someone who's certified and licensed goes about $3,000 to $4,000, right? And these are unlimited touch points. So if you get connected with a representative there at Freeman Capital, and if you've got questions 5 times a week, then you get to call and you get to ask those questions. There's no limit. They're never going to say, you've already used your 10 calls for this month, we can't help you. They're never going to say that to you. They want to see you win as much as we want to see you win. So, please check out the10kproject.com, look at these packages. Each package has bulleted underneath it what it covers, what it includes. And so please seriously consider those. And I just want to add one other thing, and then we'll bring Jonathan in. Cherie talked about the invest in yourself. I posted something over the weekend that I heard, and it literally blew me out of this seat I'm sitting in right now. Almost fell out of the seat. I spent around and almost fell out. And what the person said was, and I have it here because I didn't want to misquote it. If you think the bill for winning is high, wait until you get the bill for regret.
Say that again?
If you think the bill for winning is high, wait until you get the bill for regret. Hashtag invest in yourself. So just think about that. Let that sit. It got me immediately. Like I said, I spent around. I was like, oh my God, and just the theatrics. But it spoke to me. It did. And so we have to start making ourselves a priority and our futures a priority. We talk about generational wealth, right? So we're thinking about our children, our children's children. what about us today? Like it starts right now with us, right? You don't get to the generational wealth without us acting right now. So we are today's investment in that generational wealth journey.
All right, amen. Couple of final announcements. Number one is, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Bet on Black pitch. Remember, if you attend the pitch live, then we basically put your name into a raffle, and whomever wins gets $100 in cash or an upgrade to platinum membership. Tomorrow night is the last night for February's entries. So if you came to all 4 in February, your name is on the list 4 times. However, you may just come tomorrow night and it could be you. So we want to encourage you to come live to the Bet on Black pitch. And
you don't want to miss tomorrow night. Okay. Now, I know y'all tired of me saying this because they are all great. This is the first time we've had this particular industry represented, right? So I'm going to tell you it's sports. I'm going to tell you, so it's the first time we've had anything in the sporting industry. You don't want to miss tomorrow. I'm just saying, if I'm lying and y'all come tomorrow, I say, Tawana, you're full of it. But I'm telling you, you don't want to miss tomorrow. I'm telling you. Tomorrow's guest even got some updated information that they shared with me today. And I was like, oh my God, this seat's gonna break. Because I get to spinning in this chair. I get so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, like for real, like this is really happening. And he was like, yeah, this is really happening. So I'm just saying, if I have never led you astray thus far, tomorrow you don't want to miss. You want to be there live for this one. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Christina asked an excellent question. If you join now, how can you watch the past Bet on Black pitches? That's a great question. Christina, do we have it together for you? There are 3 ways that you can see the past Bet on Black pitches. Number 1 is every Monday and Thursday, we send out a newsletter. So once you become a member, you're tagged in our system as member. And then every Monday and Thursday, we send out a newsletter with all of the past Bet on Black pitches that still have open campaigns. Number 2, in our Knowledge Center, you are able to go in and when you become a member, you're able to log in with your email address and your password, and you will see a section that says Bet on Black pitch or pitches, something like that. You're able to click on that and you're able to see all the ones we've had, whether or not they're still open. And then a third way is these are not the past ones, but every either Tuesday night or Wednesday evening, we send out this week's Bet on Black pitch. So if you cannot attend live, absolutely don't worry about it. We know some people work, got kids, etc. You are able to catch the replays. They come several different ways to your email inbox. So, and let me say again, what Tawana's saying about tomorrow nights is really good. Like all of them are really good. And the talent that we have in the Black community and the 10K project community is unparalleled. And it's like real estate investing. I'm not telling you to overdo it with this as an asset class, but I will say that the brilliance we have in the community, I have a certain amount of money that I allocate every month, and I'm oftentimes have more projects that I want to invest in than I have money. And we hear people say that all the time. The other thing I say to people is if you have kids, have them either attend the Bet on Black pitch or watch the replays, especially our young men. So many of them don't get to see the positive role models because the people that are uplifted sometimes in the public sphere, they are just what they are. But we have actually more men that pitch than women. And every man that we see, I mean, we see some dynamic role models within, within the Bet on Black pitches as well. So I know that that's huge for, especially, so, if you're a single mom or things like that. Even if you're not a single mom, you just want them to see a plethora of Black entrepreneurial people, both men and women, doing excellent things in all sorts of industries. Then the Bet on Black pitch is the place to be. The other thing is the business buying mastermind. The session is officially closed for new people, right, Tawana?
Well, tonight is their first introduction meeting. If you really wanted in and you thought, oh my God, I missed that deadline, we're willing to open up the door, but this is probably it. Like the class, they're, like I said, their first meeting is going to be today. You would be able to catch the replay of that first meeting on first night. He typically goes over kind of, the housekeeping stuff. It's not getting right into lesson planning. But if you're interested, so I'll tell you a little bit about it. So it's a 12-week course, learning how to buy a business. You are buying this business. It's profitable, cash flowing business, right? So it's not a startup business. These are cash flowing businesses that are for sale. The instructor, Curtis, is teaching you how to, first of all, how to seek them out, right? So where to go, how to evaluate them, how to, then how to execute the purchase, right? How to do that with none of your own money down. Yes, you heard me right, none of your own money down. You are also learning in this class innovation, because innovation is going to help you when it's time to help the business be more efficient and make additional revenues. And these could be businesses that you want to work in yourself, or businesses that you want the owner operators to continue taking care of, right? Or that you want, maybe the owner is retiring, but they've got a great manager who wants to stay on. So these are not businesses that you have to run. You could if you wanted to, but you don't have to. But these are profitable businesses. That's the key, that these are profitable cash flowing businesses. That's the reason you're buying it, is because they're already cash flowing. In addition to learning all of that in the class, you absolutely, you learn all of those things, but then you actually buy a business collectively that you then all share in some of the equity of. So it's really an awesome class. It is, it's like I said, 12 weeks. There actually are a couple of slots left. So if you wanted to, like I said, if you wanted to get in, this is probably the last opportunity where it wouldn't be disruptive to the class, but then also to you. You wouldn't feel like you're coming in and they've already been talking for 3 weeks. Literally, the class is starting tonight. If you want to, if you're interested, the a YouTube video is out there, so you can see a meeting that we did last week, Monday. Where Curtis came and talked to us about it, and he shows the slides. He talks about the price, all of that in that video. It's a YouTube video, and actually, I think if you go to our YouTube channel, it might be the first video that shows in the lineup, but it's also listed in the Facebook group. I posted it over the weekend. So if you're interested, check it out. Email me, trivers@the10kproject.com if you're interested, and I'll make sure you get all the links and everything over. Awesome, Cherie put it in the chat for us. I'll make sure you get the links and everything. And make sure that, we get you added to their special Facebook group, get you added to their mailing list and all of that, so that you don't feel like you missed anything.
The final thing before we bring up the person of the hour is that Tawana and I want to bring you more content, more interviews, more people to the channel that will help. I put it this weekend into just a note to myself, help make you a smarter, stronger investor. And what I want you to do in the chat, I see YouTube here, I see Facebook. If there are things that you want to learn, Tawana had mentioned, things like how to be a first-time home buyer, all the way up to some of the more sophisticated things that are out there. We want to make sure that we are as comprehensive as a resource for you with regards to these things. If you want to know more about real estate, tax liens, stock investing, different types of things. Also, because I received a touching email from somebody a couple of months ago saying that I inspired her to go and get a certificate and get into tech. If there are careers you want to know about, anything that financially levels you up, makes you, stronger with your income and smarter investors, that's what we want to do. So, and we want to do more of that. So I
Joyce, we
see
got it
things coming in
coming.
here.
Joyce said tax liens. Joyce, we're already working with somebody who
We,
does that.
we're working on that. Yes. So we're going to get Tawana, and Tawana and I are going to push her more. People are saying great. People are saying 401k and retirement strategies, multifamily real estate investing. All right. So please keep
Sounds
adding
like we're
that
on
in
track,
there.
Cherie. Yeah.
We're on track. So perfect. Tawana, anything else before we bring up our guest of honor?
Nope. I've got a hard stop at 7. So Jonathan,
Okay.
come on, hit us with it.
Hit us with it. So Jonathan and I met on Dana's channel, actually. He's super smart. He's very good. And actually another YouTuber was talking about how much she learned from Jonathan's content. And when this YouTuber said how much she learned from Jonathan's content, I'm like, oh goodness, like he's really kind of out there. On YouTube, his name is actually Real Deal Financial, if you're ever looking for him. But we're bringing him here. He is a member of the 10K Project. And tonight we are talking about stock investing. Jonathan has all sorts of stuff that he's able to teach, but we invited him. Jonathan, you need about 40 minutes to kind of do a presentation?
So I will share my screen. So I am Jonathan Phillips, and the stocks bought me this Nissan Sentra behind me, while my real estate understanding information got me the house that I'm currently in right now. So I am 27 years old. I've been focused on investment since 18. I always felt that, we are in the greatest machine running. We have to be able to understand how to be able to figure out, one, what is your local politician, well, not local politician, but what your politicians invested in by looking at capitaltrades.com. I also look at energy plays. When the stock market crashed in 2020, that's how I'd be able to have enough money to be able to at least make money off of bear puts. And that's how I got the car behind me. So when it comes to my investment strategy, I feel that right now with the bear sentiment, and this, mind you, this is not financial advice coming from me, but when it comes to my strategy, how I made money was pretty much betting against the market by using put options and shorting the stocks that have the big run-ups. So I'm going to share my screen, and if
And you
anybody have
use some big words there, you probably gonna have to explain what a put option is and how you bet against the market and all of that.
So when it came to, if anybody had the ability, say $5,000, if they was invested in Albertsons, they had made the money on the run up. If they invested in ExxonMobil when it was $32, now it reached it around $80 to $90 a share. So it teeters from that market. That'd have been 3-4x their money. Shorting the market and put options, if people watch the movie The Big Short, only thing he pretty much did was use swaps. They have an inverse ETF called SDOW. So that's you betting against the Dow Jones. When the Dow Jones is down 1%, you get 3% back. If it's down 15%, you get 45% when it comes to the situation of your yield for the day, mind you. People use this when it comes to get extreme leverage. Me personally, I think people should at least focus on basic materials when it comes to aspect of getting involved of inflationary type of plays. So that's gold, copper, and cobalt is being prioritized by the Pentagon. And that's something of an article that's been reached out in the past 75 days of development. So I'm going to share my screen. So let me do this from my desktop. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay. So energy, as we can see, is pretty much a world beater when it comes to inflation. Crude oil is $9 per share. And this tool's free, mind you, in stock market is a free tool. I do have my website. It's called TakeARun.com. We pretty much talk about option trading and also give you guys called screeners. So as you see, a lot of these oil companies, when this goes down, I make money off of shorting it. So I buy a put. We can get the bottom, but a lot of times when people short, they get it around this midpoint, as we can see with my clicker right here. I hope people can see that. So shorting a stock that has overvalued, so this is overvalued. You can be able to make money on betting against it by having what they call contracts, put contracts. A contract is 100 shares, mind you, so you got to come with some money when it comes to option trading. But if you want to win in a
I'm
bear
sorry,
market,
Jonathan. I'm sorry. You
yes, ma'am.
kind of were breaking up and people missed key points. If you can go back up to the very beginning and start all over again, please.
Okay. So what we're doing right now is we're looking. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're loud and clear now.
Okay. So pretty much we are scanning the market, and this is all energy companies. So this is oil and gas. So this is scenarios of ExxonMobil. Like this company right here, I was invested in it for 2 years. So I bought it when it was at extreme dips. So me having share accumulation and having the ability to where I have 100 shares and at least APA, I have 250 shares. So when it comes to what I do to make income, I do covered calls. So a covered call, I hope everybody has their pen and paper. If I can go in for hours, but a covered call is me making money off of the shares that I already own. And say if I believe that oil and gas is going to go up, say another 15%, I have a call option where it's going to stretch within the expiration date of 8 months. I like to do it why I like that. It gives me enough time to be right. So when you do a call option, you can use it on Robinhood. Robinhood has it where if you're trying to short like a stock like this to be able to profit on the downfall of AMTX, you can be able to have put options and you just have it where the strike price, the price is right here. Hope you guys can see my screen. Let me zoom it.
Yeah, people are asking you to explain your terms though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a put option is when the sentiment is bearish. Bearish is when the market is going down. A call option is when the market is bullish. So a call option you use to be able to profit off of a stock or an index going up. People can do option trading. People that do buy and hold per se, they buy and hold in a lot of government type of companies. Raytheon RTX is something that I invest in as something of a dividend. So maybe if option trading isn't people's speed, something of Raytheon. Let me pull up RTX. So this provides a dividend. And people should also of shorting and put options. I get people usually do what they have inverse EF. So you can do this something Warren has for the average that went off in the market is pretty much $700 to $200 to be able to get involved in the stock market. So this I've had my clients when it comes to this. This has a government contract, and Lloyd, he is appointed by the Biden administration. He has actually connections when it comes to Raytheon and $65 a share. When it came to the inauguration of Biden, so this provides it in. When it comes to my forecast on this
really
stock,
breaking up again.
yes.
Can you? Yeah, you mentioned something about the inauguration.
So this company is connected with the Biden-Harris administration. So this went up 40% of the inauguration of President Joe Biden. So this was the usual capital trades. I'll pull up capital trades. So can you guys hear me?
Yeah, but it's quite unstable. Your internet is like really unstable. Yeah, okay, so people are asking which company. It's Raytheon. So Raytheon.
Raytheon is. Hold on, I need to move my laptop. Right here. Okay. Hmm.
Hey, everybody, give us a moment, please. Um,
Trades. Come. Okay. I'll click from capitaltrades.com. So anybody that wants to get involved when it comes to a scenario of mirroring the stocks when it comes to the policymakers, capitaltrades.com. So let me share my screen. Give me one moment.
oh, is this
My
the whole thing
apologies
like
on the delay.
Nancy Pelosi and what she's buying, and we could buy her same portfolio?
Yeah, made 26% last by just mirroring her stocks and a little too late, but she made 42%. So the scenarios of the stimulus packages to the infrastructure bill, most of her portfolios range around green energy, cybersecurity stock, cybersecurity scenarios of what's happening with Ukraine. I believe that oil and gas and keep on rising actions of Russian politician. Here you go when it comes to base players. So Ro Khan, he's in California. So he's the scenario of 500,000 that both Republican and Democrat. So to control the aspect of legislation, you can find all their put options. You can find scenarios of their social media feeds. You can find which state that they're in, the most heavily traded. In Meta, this is perfect scenario of government contract. So I've been in Meta for years. So these are base materials, rare materials. Plus, you have the scenario of Meta platform being cheap, and also you have JPEX in St. George's Mining Company. They're also Nancy Pelosi, Paul Pelosi Jr. Her son is involved, and those are publicly traded stocks as well. So when it comes to Meta, my prediction when it comes to Meta, this is probably going to be the cheapest that's going to be, because a lot of the stock plays that I'm also invested in, that I also tell people to get involved in, are involved around metaverse. So a lot of your metaverse plays is being prioritized by Congress. So this should give you like an indicator, be able to focus on what is the petition are doing. They also government contracts they also can influence as well. So they can influence the market. They can also influence the situation. As you can see, of his trade history on his portfolio rise, you can see all of his trades. for how much of the price. You can see what he represents when it comes to what he does as author. And once again, also Twitter when it comes to anything involving his whereabouts. But as you can see, Walmart, this was actually one of the better plays, actually benefited from inflation. Retail stocks actually sales actually went up.
Jonathan,
So Walmart, Target, Albertsons. Can you hear me?
you keep going out. I'm going to tell you that, and we know you drop in dope knowledge. I mean, just this site alone is like huge for many of us who didn't even know this was an option for us to know about. But it's really hard to follow you. Okay. Is it possible maybe if you go out and come back in, maybe that helps? Sometimes it's like kind of like unplugging the toaster. Sometimes that helps.
Yeah, or we can have you even call in on the phone.
Okay, no problem.
But why don't you try to come in and go out and come back in?
Okay, well, capital trades is something that if anybody wants to get involved in, that's capital trades. That's CAPITOL trades.com. This is very important. You can be able to track the portfolio. So let me come back.
Okay.
Let me come back.
Yeah. This is very interesting to me, this whole capital trades thing, because I had heard all the kerfuffles. Actually, let me come back on screen here as well. I had heard all the kerfuffles about Nancy Pelosi, and there was even somebody else who made more money in the stock market than Nancy. And there was a Reddit group who were basically showing her trades, and they were all kind of capitalizing on her trades. And now that Jonathan is showing us this website, these are the things that we don't know. And because, I mean, as much as I'm like consider myself kind of a person who stays up with these things, I had no clue that this existed.
Yeah, this is a great resource. I mean, I mean, if you didn't hear nothing else Jonathan said, you heard trades.com.
Well, so part of the reason, so this is a very interesting issue, and it's a political issue as well. They hear about things before the general public because they're in committee and subcommittee, things like that. And one of the issues is, let's take Nancy, because that's what they keep talking about, is that
you're picking on Nancy, Cherie.
We gonna beat the drum on Nancy, right? Because she's number 2 with making money over there. My understanding is she's number 2. The issue with Nancy is that Nancy's like, it's not me doing it, it's my husband. He just knows by osmosis that these things are coming down the pipeline. Of course, none of us believe that, right? Pillow talk. Well, there are 2 schools of thought with regards to this, and I'll be interested in having people kind of vote in the chat. One school of thought is senators and Congress people should not be able to buy individual stocks. That's like over here. Number 2 sentiment is let them buy whatever they want to buy, and we just gonna buy what they're buying, right? So put a 1 in the chat, and there are people in both corners. The people over here are the loudest, saying they shouldn't do it. I think that, life isn't fair, America isn't fair, but I'd be interested. Put a 1 in the chat if you're like, I don't think these senators should be doing this at all. It's unfair advantage. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, as long as, it's legal and capitaltrade.com is out there.
And now that we know about it, let them keep doing this shit.
Now that we know about it, we can take advantage of it. I'm a number 2 all day long, personally. And what Jonathan was saying about Meta, I want him to go back and say that again, because he was breaking up. Because Meta is down right now, but I think he was saying, don't count it out.
Oh yeah, I think he
I'd
said
be-
that's the lowest price it'll probably be.
That's the lowest price it'll probably be. So I'd be very interested in hearing his thought process around, not that I necessarily disagree, but I'd be very interested in hearing the thought process
What
behind
Dale
that.
put in the chat is interesting. Dale said after months of resistance, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has green-lighted a plan to ban members of Congress from trading stocks. CNBC
She ain't
confirmed
gonna,
this on Wednesday.
she ain't gonna do it.
Okay.
People, they will say whatever they want to say on the podium. I look at how they vote. I don't think that's going to happen, but okay, we
Okay.
can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is you can still see my screen when it comes to capital trades, correct?
Yes,
And
sir.
Jonathan, what I'm going to ask as a a newbie in this space,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
need you to take me to like not quite kindergarten, but maybe second grade. Like I need you to start from the kind of the beginning, as it relates to, if we understand that you're showing us kind of what they're investing in, but how can we do this as well? Where do we go to do this? I want to give, we're a community of varying knowledge bases, and I want to make sure we give everybody a little something tonight.
Okay, so when it comes to where I trade, when it comes to my broker, it's Interactive Brokers. For the everyday person, say Robinhood. I'm involved with Robinhood when it comes to option trading because Robinhood is easier when it comes to option trading. But just for the everyday person, say if you set aside, okay, the average price is 137. Say if somebody set aside $300 per month, Warren Buffett calls it fixed dollar cost averaging. So fixed dollar cost averaging is just you setting aside money, the money that you would have spent on, say, a PlayStation or shoes or any type of consumer good. If you would have set aside this money a year ago when it was around $74, you would have doubled your money just by setting aside every 300 would have been doubled. So with here on this chart right here, it's just showing you the time period of 2021 when they made the most money off of this trade. So this person right here made a $50,000 sell trade, got involved, bought $8,000. So pretty much they cashed out on their profit, put a little back in, be able to ride up the wave. A person that doesn't know anything about stocks can just simply buy and hold and make sure that if they're going to be able to sell, like Walmart right here, it's a blue chip stock. You can be able to get loan against your shares. If you just stockpile stocks for like 12 months straight of $300, you can be able to get loans. This is prioritized when it comes to situation of inflation. Inflation is 7.5%. They say on record it's really, I think, 20%. But if we just go with the 7.5% argument, Walmart is benefiting from it. These politicians have the ability to be able to do price controls and price freezes, but they're not going to do that because that hurts their bottom line. So I invest in military defense stocks because most of these politicians are invested in Raytheon. They are invested in Boeing, Lockheed Martin. I focused on certain plays when it comes to cybersecurity. JPEX. So I'm going to type that up. So that is cybersecurity that's being backed when it comes to a politician. Once again, Nancy. And the only why I'm bringing her up is because she's invested in a lot of plays when it comes to the stock market. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
loud and
we
clear.
can hear you.
Okay, so JPEX, I'm going to type that up. I'm trying to make a point right quick. Okay. I don't know why my computer is running slow like this. Okay, well, let me do this instead. So this is aluminum. This is one of the better plays that actually helped me personally. So I didn't recommend this to none of my clients. I just invested in aluminum because of the 30 rare earth materials that's being prioritized by this current administration. So lithium, graphite, copper, aluminum, palladium, platinum, titanium, tin.
Now, where are you getting this list from? Like, how do
So
you know that
I'm
this is what the
executive
government?
orders. I'm looking at executive orders.
You're looking, so
that's
you go to
another thing.
whitehouse.gov to find.
Yes, I go to
executive orders?
whitehouse.gov.
Okay.
Everything that I'm doing is whitehouse.gov. So this is not hearsay. This is not MSNBC. This is not Fox News. This is not CNN. No. No. So this has been prioritized since they have sworn their hands on the Bible. So this is one of the bigger players when it comes to so this is basic materials. So basic materials usually does well historically when it comes to inflation. I'm invested in gold ETFs. I'm invested in silver as well. I'm not a cryptocurrency trader by any means. I think that's a waste of time because a lot of people get very lazy when it comes to crypto trading. Because you got to look at the fundamentals. So this right here is earnings per share. So the earnings per share and EPS is actually good. So this 85% here is the reason why this stock is actually up. The sales quarter by quarter, so every 3 months, this is the quarter rating. So this is me looking at the fundamentals. So the fundamentals of this stock is strong. That's why the stock is actually up year over year. Look
How
at the
do you know
profit
the
margin.
fundamentals are strong?
Because of these green, because FinViz helps you when it comes to fundamentals. So this is green. The sales is up 31%.
Okay, so that's sales Q over Q, which stands for
Yeah, that's quarter over quarter.
Okay.
And the EPS, the earnings per share is up 770%.
Okay, quarter over quarter.
Quarter over quarter, that's the fundamentals. So people like Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, a lot of your Jamie Dimon when it comes to JP Morgan, the fundamental traders, the hedge funds, the whales. Another good website is whalewisdom.com.
That's WHALE.
Yeah, so you can find out what the hedge funds are doing because you
Okay,
need to
Whale
also look at the hedge funds with the politicians, with also scenarios of looking at these charts right here. So this is very bullish. So the sentiment of this stock is extremely bullish. So it's going upward. So this line right here is just technical trading. So this is month over month. So this is from July, August, September, October, November, December, going into 2022. So this, when I got involved in this, it was $29 per share. I don't know if you can, my screen is cutting off, but let me show you what's the price. There we go. Okay, so I was involved in this when it was $23 to $25 per share. So that was me getting involved in basic materials just to be able to see, does the politicians really influence the market? And they really do, because when Biden got involved, it was just $19. Then when I got the signals of to buy this, it was like 25, 23 range. Now it's at $80 per share. So this is not a recommendation to buy, mind you. I'm just telling you when it comes to capital trades, whale wisdom, looking at what the hedge funds, BlackRock is doing. This also helps when it comes to what I do in real estate. So I look at a lot of these stock market companies, what they do involved in their real estate acquisitions as well. Real estate REITs, they provide a lot of good high yield dividends for the people that say, well, real deal, I don't really know too much of investing. I'm not a buy and hold type of guy. I'm not a day trader type of girl. How can I be able to have an aspect where if I do hold this, it's a good dividend? I'll give you one of my dividend stocks right here. So NIH, wait a minute, I think it's National Health Institute, pardon me. So I think it's NHI.
I think it's NIH,
NIH.
National Institute of Health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So anything that's in healthcare has been winning since the situation of the coronavirus. But biotech stocks has been beaten up. So if a person want to get involved in something that's extremely cheap, look and research the sector of healthcare and biotech. So let me pull this up. And if anybody wants a monthly dividend stock, it is Stag Industrials. So they're a real estate REIT. Oh yeah, and this website also can give you the biggest hedge funds that are invested in this. So BlackRock, the ones that are taking over all of these single family homes and making it all expensive in Atlanta, Georgia, and making it expensive in Nashville, making it expensive when it comes to scenarios of New Jersey. This company right here, they are invested in a lot of these ticketers right here, as we can see. So this website is also useful when it comes to that as well.
Still on the aluminum page.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you, oh, okay, now I see it, BlackRock. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So BlackRock, this is all of the stocks that they are invested. So this is their New York. This is their California. This is the situation of their quality fund. You can click on it. Click on one, and you're going to see all the information needed. So finviz.com. So that's FINVIZ. You use this just like you use Yahoo Finance. So this can give you all the information of this multi-trillion-dollar company, of what they're involved in when it comes to their fund. So this is the fundamental trading. So fundamentally, you can be able to see what they're doing, who they're involved with, what monies that they're getting, at least millions of dollars that's coming in frequently when it comes to these shares.
Jonathan, you just changed the game by sharing with us some resources that most of us on here, I think if people put a 1 or 2 in the chat, most of us would say 1, we did not know these resources existed. Well, this is, I mean, amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, this company, no problem. If anybody wants to get in contact with me, my direct personal number, I will give that to everybody right now. 661 660.
It's going online because we're on YouTube and all.
86
Okay.
83.
Okay. Jonathan said he don't care.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I don't care. If anybody needs to get in contact with me, if anybody say, well, real deal, I don't have the ability to be able to invest, we can have situations where we can find out how can we get you funding. So mind you, I do this. I showed you the car. I got the car with the stocks, but I got my credit repair and also situations of getting funding from these credit unions, Key Bank, wink, wink. Managed to get this house, but this can be able to help you to find out all the information that you need so you can see what they're doing at this time period, at this calendar year. When it comes to everything that they're doing, they're mostly buying in Atlanta, Georgia. So BlackRock is heavily in Atlanta. Hedge funds are heavily in Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth.
People asking for your number again.
661-660-8683.
One more time for everybody.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you. Just one more time for people. We're going to need it again. One more time.
Okay. 661 660 8683. Yes,
Yeah,
I
Kevin,
did. I did say Nashville. Yes, I
Kevin,
did.
you put it wrong. Kevin, fix your number. You put 93 instead of 83.
Yes, there we go. Kevin, Mr. Stewart, 661 660 8683. I am a businessman. I do have a consultation fee when it comes to access to me, but you do get access of stock market. You can also get my investment strategy when it comes to real estate. I do subject to. Can you see me now?
Yeah, we can see
Okay, so I do subject to as well. In the car, all cash when it comes to the stock market, baby. Cash, all with the stock market.
you flossing
All
now.
with the stock market.
You flossing
It's
now.
not a Rolls Royce. It's not a Rolls
I was getting
Royce,
ready to
baby.
say, I was getting ready to floss any day, all day for the Nissan. Okay,
It's not
that's
a
more
Rolls
like
Royce,
real
mind.
life.
I love it. I love it. But you
It's
know,
not a
the
Rolls
people
Royce,
say, show
mind you.
you,
But
show
when it
your
comes
work.
to what I do, I show and prove. When it
Mhm.
comes to things, people should just need to set aside some money, like the $300 that you're gonna. Now, the stock market, it is in a bearish tendency. People that invest in gold, oil, and look at what's going on in capitaltrades.com, they can't help but to win because the politicians know before we do, before the media does. The media is not telling us about this in the day-to-day current.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen.
I'll say this and then I have to go while you guys continue. Dr. Virginia, I agree 100%. Y'all can call Jonathan if you want to, but I'm gonna be calling Jonathan so he can come to 10K and we get a mastermind together because we need to learn this game from beginning to end. And it appears to me that Jonathan's our guy. So I'm just saying we may be able to negotiate a better deal with Jonathan collectively than you can individually. With that, I got a 7 o'clock I got to get to.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Tawana. Look, if you got blessing of Tawana, you got the blessing of Tawana. That's the real
that
deal.
Ain't easy to get, Jonathan. That ain't easy
She
to
is
get.
not. She is not. She's a tough person around here. So we have some questions as well, Jonathan, or I don't know if you have something else you want to show. If not, then
well, pretty much with everything I told everybody what was the assignment, man. Capital trades, you got to study that. You got to study that. You got to figure out what the politician, whatever is in your state, find at least a challenge like that. Whoever that's in your state that's investing in something, mind you, the wave, because I'm in LA, mind you, Southern California, we have Maxine Waters, her investment portfolio went up 25%. So far this month.
I want to follow the top 3. I want to follow the top dogs.
Well, everybody wanted to follow the top dogs, but when it comes to any politician, they don't have term limits, so they pretty much there for an eternity. Now they had to stop doing this for the Fed. Now the Fed was even better because you can get 100% returns because the Fed knows every banking stock is going to go up when it comes to interest rates getting hiked up like this.
Yeah, they just ended that. I do know about that. Yeah, not Jerome Powell, but the person before gotten into trouble. So yeah, so and I think that this is a real, I'll call it a hack. This is a way because one of the things that Jonathan and I talked about was there are X number of stock on the stock market. Like, I don't have time to look at all of those stocks and know what's good and what's not. So one of the things I asked Jonathan was, can you show us a way for us to kind of narrow it down? And that capitaltrades.com and the other resources that Jonathan
Finviz.com, don't forget that.
Finviz.com and looking at the executive orders to see what the administrations are caring about, and then being able to identify the shares that are attached to that. I think that is worth the one-time fee of $100. Like, that should be your church donation for the evening if you are not a member of the 10K project, because what Jonathan told you tonight is able to make you lots and lots of money. Okay. there was this movie that came out many years ago. It was kind of a chick flick, everybody. It was with Harrison Ford and this woman who was from like France or something. And um, the woman's father was the limo driver of the super rich guy who was Harrison Ford's father. Some of you women may know this movie, Sabrina. Thank you, Ayana, Sabrina. And at the end of the movie, Sabrina, the title character, asked her father for, money. She decides she wants to go to Paris to live or whatever. And her father says, I have $2 million. And she says, well, why? How did you do this? You're just a limo driver. And he said, very simple. The guy that was sitting in the back was this financial whiz. When he bought, I bought. And when he sold, I sold. And he gave her $2 million. Right? So we're just looking at and doing the same thing. We're looking at the people who have information, and this is all legal, So look, when they buy, we buy. Imagine what we're able to do. So, Jonathan, we do have people with questions, but I wanted to toss it.
I want to answer them
what else
too.
you got to say?
I also want to answer those too. But when it comes to everything that's going on, if they're not going to give another stimulus out, then we might as well figure out how can we be able to figure out what is going to be prioritized when it comes to government funding. Because everybody knows that electricity, when it came to the situation in Texas, NRG Energy, that stock made 30% of the time of the crisis of everybody getting snowed in to the time period of the winter. That made a lot of money. That stock made a lot of money.
Wow.
So when it comes to option trading is just you picking out the time period, picking out the price that you want to be able to buy and sell, and you figuring out, okay, the market is going downward. So you bet against the market going downward. When it plunges downward, damn, can you see my finger? My boxes. So my finger is going downward. When it's going downward like this, you can be able to make money off of swapping. So that's what the term of buying low and selling high. The term would be selling high and buying back again lower and making money off the spread. That's how people make money off of wholesale real estate. So people that's in Kentucky, your hedge fund people are going to be involved in New York. When it comes to scenarios of people out of Georgia, your hedge fund people are going to be based in Denver, Colorado. Here in LA.
You're kind of going out a little bit now, so I don't know where you're going out a little bit now, so I don't know if you have moved over someplace in your garage or something, but it was the last few sentences were a little unclear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. Yes.
Okay, so when it comes to the hedge funds, I focus on what the hedge funds are doing both in stocks and real estate. If people want to be able to say, well, real deal, the properties in my area is so expensive. What you do is you look at the vacant property lots in your area. When it comes to the MLS, you could do off market by using PropStream and using LexisNexis to be able to use that information to get to the phone numbers of the people that owns those land lots. Construction loan, you could be able to garner that. The loan points is going to be, at least my lenders, the loan points is going to be 2%, around 6% interest rate. You could be able to overestimate your construction loan, where if the repairs cost $150 for an apartment building, if it's apartment building, $350, if it's just for a regular build out, $150, you go to the lender and you ask for $220, and you could be able to profit the margin in between. So that's how people can be able to create a war chest using the lender's money, and also use that to be able to diversify outward. So your construction points, 2%, 6% interest. When it comes to a property that, say, if somebody had $20,000 liquid and the property is, say, $150,000, you don't have the best of credit. Seller financing is a way that you can be able to get scenario of that property. Pretty much the owner is going to be the bank, and you're going to be the person that's going to do that. So if you have a construction say a construction loan of 60,000, build on that. You know, if it's 4-bedroom, make it into 7. That's what I'm about to do with the situation in Vegas for me. So I had to be able to put up $40,000 and to be able to give that person that for the property that's worth $265. If I renovate it, it's $410. So if anybody didn't hear, if you couldn't hear me now, I hope you heard that.
We heard that, yes.
Oh, you
and
heard
y'all
that.
remember Dr. Michael Crawford came a couple of weeks ago, and he pretty much said the same thing. He does it near colleges and universities, but it's the same idea of you get a property and you increase the number of doors. So look, there's a ton of ways for you to build wealth. And one of the big things, y'all know I have no interest in being a landlord, right? I want to be twice removed from landlordom. But I'm hoping that we can develop these super teams where people are scouting these properties all over the United States and comes back to the community of investors and says, I got this. And within 24 to 48 hours, it's funded and we're ready to go. What Tuan and I are looking at is real estate, stock, private companies through the Bet on Black pitches. We want to develop an ecosystem where we can fund ourselves instead of begging other people to fund us. Like, no, we can do this ourselves and we can circulate the Black dollar longer, hire construction workers for the real estate, hire administrative assistants within our companies, things like that. And and not have to depend on others in order to make it. So Jonathan, we do have a couple of questions in here. I know we're not going to get to everything. We're going to talk to Jonathan about coming back and doing a mastermind for us.
That's why I needed to call. That's why they need to call me.
I'm gonna call you. I as well as everybody else got your number now. So but why don't we do this? Why don't we just answer the questions with regards to your Instagram, your YouTube. I don't know if you're on Instagram, but I know your YouTube.
YouTube.
Just YouTube. Okay. And look, Jonathan is on all the time doing live streams. So, and he invites people up to come and talk about the market, real estate, things like that. So I definitely would suggest you all to listen to his YouTube channel. Real Deal Financial is his YouTube. Real Deal Financial is his YouTube.
I'm gonna put the link in it. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So that's what I'm about to do right now.
Definitely
I'm gonna make
go
it very
there
easy.
And subscribe. Sharnetta, we're not able to have him back next Monday, but we will be inviting Jonathan back to come and to lead a mastermind for us. And we're going to have him take it really slow. I know that some people said that they were still a bit overwhelmed. And look, even some of the things he said was overwhelming for me. So, but I understand follow the money. When he said that, I'm like, oh, I got that.
Follow the money. Follow the money.
Follow the money. He gave us BlackRock as a hedge fund. I'm sure there are a couple of other hedge funds we'll talk about. He gave us the capital trades. Like, I got that. Follow the money. What are you investing in? That's what I'm going to invest in. I got that.
Because they control and dictate so much. They can literally, in stop of the hat, literally shut the whole government down. If they don't get funding on certain type of departments and certain type of funding. So mind you, keep that.
Not only that, the government, most people don't know, the United States government is one of the biggest buyers in the world of everything. So they decide the government deciding not to buy something or not to buy something from a specific supplier can cause them to go up or cause them to go down tremendously. The government deciding to offer tax credits, for example, or opportunity zones, that can cause the market to go up or market to go down, whether it's real estate, stocks, etc. So that was something I'm not sure, Jonathan, if you had mentioned it, but I just want to let people know $500 billion a year, I think, is what the government spends. every year. So, that's a $500 billion and it's going up. Dr. Virginia saying, say that again, Cherie. Yes, government buys everything, dog food, ice cream. I don't know if this is a family friendly show and face painting, but they do. Vanessa Braxton of Black Mama Tea and Cafe did a bid one time for nail polish that was going to the female jails. They buy nail polish for the female prisoners. So the US government literally buys everything. They literally buy everything. And you don't have to necessarily become a government contractor and start a business in order to make money from it. You can do what Jonathan does. You follow the trends and you play the market.
But I follow the trends when it comes to real estate as well. So mind you, pen and paper, y'all. For the people that want to figure out, okay, real deal, how can I find where is going to be the opportunity areas? You go to your city planner. Your city planner has documents and it has like a map formatting where everything that they want to invest in, all the stuff that they want to have, that's being prioritized. 2, go to constructionjournal.com and you can find all of the builders that's building in that area. So they have a hot zone map. So you can see from that map area of where they're building at. So that's constructionjournal.com, your county tax assessor website when it comes to who got liens. And I use a tool when it comes to wholesale real estate that's called PropStream, Prospect Now, RedX. I use those 3 combined so I can be able to find pre-foreclosures, so I can find tax liens, so I can find divorces. We need to know what's in that area. Everybody's talking about relationships on the internet, but you need to find out who is divorced in that area so you can offer them a cash offer, a quick 10 to 15 day close based on your investors. So you use those tools to be able to get access to them. Use constructionjournal.com to figure out who's building in that area. So when they say, well, who's gentrifying in the area, man, you see the change. You see how property tax is going up. You done saw how that old bombed out looking building in Chester, PA is now a loft being rented $1,200, $1,500 a month. Constructionjournal.com can help you find out all of the record, where it's being built and the specific date, which area, how much money they put up. And another thing, look at the opportunity zone maps, man. The more that you look at the opportunity zone maps, the more that you can be able to figure out, okay, they're putting up $100 million in the downtown area. So that means Newark downtown. So in 2017, when 45 got elected, Newark, New Jersey downtown properties were $80,000. When he left the presidency, they wound up being $250,000 to $275,000. So when 46 comes in, that probably goes from $260,000 to $400,000 when he leaves. So people need to focus on seller financing. People need to focus on wholesale real estate. People need to focus on tax lien investing. People need to understand who is struggling in the area and can you work with them? Because, it's not about taking advantage of the situation. You having $30,000 liquid cash on a property owner that's worth $260,000, $270,000. You're helping that person out by them avoiding pre-foreclosure and bankruptcy. So whatever you're doing, just use Construction Journal, County Tax Assessor, get a title company that has it where they can farm you lists, meaning that all the pre-foreclosure lists in that county, they can give that to you either by free, they charge a fee. And when you do wholesale real estate, another thing to write down, and I'll shut up, is a blind HUD-1 statement. So this saves you money when it comes to double closing. So when you have a property under contract for $60,000 and you assign it to your cash buyer or end buyer, someone that you either loosely know or someone that you either went to REI groups, going to masterminds, Facebook groups even, if they're buying in that area, you need to sign that to them for $70,000. You need to be able to make that money on the spread because you help find the lead, you foster the lead, you nurtured that person, you got the property under contract, you did all the research, mind you. Only thing they need to do is just have a construction loan, which you have the construction lender. You send them the construction lender. And you'd be able to have it where they can be able to overestimate every single loan, meaning that if the rehab costs 80, 115, they use the profit that they get from closing, put it into another deal, and you assign them another deal, and you make another assignment fee check because you're just sending them deals. You're just sending them deals. The only thing you're doing is just positioning and signing paperwork. So get a good title company, understand the data, failed MLSs, a good realtor agent that has either stuff that's a lot of inventory that's been in the market for 5 to 6 months, give a discounted price, see what you can do and get in between those. So if you're already a realtor, you know realtors, figure out who is who. If they got cash buyers, you need to sign them deals. You need to sign them deals because they could be able to make money off of you, be able to sign them, properties that say if the neighborhood is 400,000, try to get it for 250. A hedge fund buyer will buy it up to 310, mind you. So the hedge fund buyer is going to buy this, going to hold this for 30 years. So that's why they're willing to buy stuff very expensive. But for all the questions in the chat, I'll answer them. Everybody has my phone number.
Yeah, everybody has your phone number. I want people to do one final thing for me. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard Jonathan, but you feel like you have no money to do what Jonathan just suggested. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like you have no time.
I know I said a lot, but
these are the excuses we're gonna get. No money, and I don't have any money to do it. I don't have the time to do it. No money.
Because I do the credit repair and I do the funding. So if you don't have the money, we're gonna get you funding.
Okay,
Mind you, remember that we're gonna get you funding, so we're gonna get you qualified. Because that's how I got this property right here as we sitting. Because I got the liquid cash and the ability to do subject to deals. So
we're seeing the so the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because either you're going to have excuses, or you're going to have results.
Exactly.
And if you are serious about getting ahead, no money and no time should not be the reason you're not getting ahead. It may take you talking to Jonathan one-on-one, or when we have the mastermind, we may have a specific day where we just break down the no money, no time barriers, because from what I see, like anybody can do this. Now, it is going to take a certain amount of focus. Focus. Like if you decide you want to lose 50 pounds, you're going to have to focus for 6 months in order to get those pounds off. If you want to do this, it's going to take a certain amount of focus. If you want to raise money, it's going to take a certain amount of focus. But white supremacy, all of these other excuses, it's an excuse. It's not a reason. And I just want to make sure that we break these barriers down here tonight. So with that, Jonathan, thank you so much. I will be on phone with you so that we can talk about the mastermind, getting that together. Was there any specific question that you wanted to answer that you felt was like a final closing or imperative or something people might need from you?
Okay, so this one question says, do you look at where schools are going up? We have 7 schools coming. So you have 7 schools that's coming in your area, like good schools. The building of schools usually goes up with the prices. Me personally, I look at the job markets. So if you're in, say, if you're doing wholesale real estate, which somebody in the chat did do wholesale real estate, salute to you for getting your first deal. You look at the job statistics, you look at school statistics, you look at crime statistics. You also have it where PropStream has it where a tool, another thing before I leave. With the tool, you put in your zip code with PropStream or any type of data provider where you can find all the cash buyers that are in that neighborhood. You can be able to skip trace all of the buyers that's in that place.
Say that again, you're kind of going out.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Start over again. Last thing we
so
heard
with
was
PropStream, with whoever that's buying in that area, you can skip trace it where you can find out the LLC. You can find it with LexisNexis, mind you, because that's something that the police use. That's something that the known as credit debt collectors do, that I gotta put the split letters, mind you, that I fight for you. You can be able to use LexisNexis to find any phone number when it comes to LLCs, so you can be able to provide them a cash offer, or just provide them a deal. Just provide them deals. If they have properties that they need to offload, that's where you provide a cash offers. But if they're a cash buyer, or they're looking for more deals, that's where you come in and you be able to find everybody in that zip code, send them deals, get profit on each one. So you use the zip code that's in your area to find every single buyer in residential, land, or commercial, and you offer them some more deals. You find out what's their buy box. Do they want to do 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 3-bedroom, 2 bath? What year does it have to be built in? What's the foundation, mind you? Because it can be a good deal, but if the foundation is shoddy, it's a no-go. It's a no-go.
Yeah, walk away from any deal with the bad foundation. It takes way too much money to fix that. I learned that from my real estate days. So
See. So PropStream
oh,
will
I
help
have
you
some
find
real
cash
estate
buyers.
days. I got stories.
So this is how, when people say they're gentrifying us, family, they gentrifying us. What can we do? What can we do? You need to make money on the in-between.
Mhm.
You got to make
Number
money on
one,
the
y'all should
in-between.
own your own home. Own your own house. Even if they gentrify you out of your house, at least you walk away with the check. At least you walk away with the check. I mean, people are crying on the news because in Florida, Georgia, a lot of these landlords are no longer taking Section 8 vouchers.
Mm.
And they're now, I do have empathy, but the best way to protect yourself is to not be in that situation if possible. So and the landlords have a right to do it in the specific county. Own your own home. That's one of the biggest things I can suggest. And one of the things that Tawana and I talked about was having a session on how to buy your first home. If you're starting off with zero, no savings, no nothing, how can you do that? What kind of programs are there out there that like legitimately helped you with the down payment? What do you really have to do to get into these programs? Are these programs really racist? Or is it that, no, you just need to do certain things? It may be another hoop or two you have to go over, things like that. So I see Valerie saying, yes, please. Like,
Well,
we want to have real conversations about these things. Go
well,
ahead.
can I say this when I can't? Can I say this though?
Absolutely.
So Habitat Homes have it. If you do 100 and Habitat for Homes, if you do, I believe 150 hours of community service in your area, you can get a house free and clear that you can rent out on Airbnb and Verbo. Like, say
that again.
150 hours of community service in your area, Habitat for Homes have it where they will have a built house free and clear. So this is a program where these, mind you, if you can do the 150 hours, you can get a built up house free and clear, and you can be able to rent it out turnkey in style. So
we're missing, Angela mentioned NACA. I heard about
NACA program as well. We talked about that on my YouTube channel.
We did. So here's the thing with NACA. I heard so many people saying NACA's racist, but then I would see these videos, people like, I got my home through NACA. Now here's the one thing about NACA that I heard from, I listened to about 3 or 4 videos of people who, like Black people who successfully got their homes through NACA. It takes about 9 months. It takes time. If you are not patient, that's not the program for you. So any kind of government program you're in, you're going to have to be patient. But these things can be a reality for you. So again, we're gonna do that as a special session as well. Like I'm gonna have somebody come on. We're gonna have all of our notes and things like that of these programs that are going to be available. With that is officially 7:28, so we do have to wrap this up. Everybody, put an exclamation point in the chat for Jonathan. He dropped so many gems tonight.
I got more information for y'all, so y'all call me now.
Yeah,
Y'all call
call
me.
him. Definitely
Call
go to his
me.
YouTube
Call me.
channel.
I want every
Subscribe.
single one person at least to text me. So if for all the people that say, well, let me at least save the information, 661-660-8683. Because I don't want to have no excuse where real deal. I don't have the aspects of the fun. Real deal. My baby mama got me. Real deal. Child support whooping my ass. We can solve the scenario of getting the credit repaired, aspects of you getting high limit trade lines, and you could get a car easier than you could get a house, mind you.
That's true, but sometimes you need to get the house first. So, like
So a lot of people
we've got to be responsible people with our money. Yeah. But with that, everybody, you all have Real Deal's information. This will be on YouTube if you need to see the replay. Real Deal is like one of those hidden gems. He hasn't blown up yet. Y'all could see you knew him when, and more importantly, he could say he knew you when. He was just getting up and started. So everybody, we're going to work on the mastermind for the stock investing. As you all can tell, he knows a lot about real estate too. So we may wrap in some various things here with Jonathan. Thank you so much. People on YouTube, Facebook are loving you as well, Jonathan. And we will see everyone tomorrow night for the Bet on Black pitch. Okay.